Hey everyone, so today we're going to continue with multi-step inequalities. So today's lesson also correlates with 5.3 in your notebooks or in your textbooks. And so I'm just going to work through another set of 4 problems so that hopefully you might see one of these and then you'll actually have to solve it. But also hopefully so that by the end of this lesson you understand how to solve these kind of multi-step inequalities. And these ones are pretty easy because it's just addition, subtraction, division. You know, the order on all these is kind of the same as opposed to some of them where they're trickier equations to solve or inequalities to solve. So first problem, problem 1, is going to be negative 4z plus 31 is greater than or equal to 17z plus 23. Okay, so again, we talked about this last video, but you can kind of choose how you want to solve these. If you want to get all the z's on the same side first or all your numbers on the same side first. But again, the goal is to get z is greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, depending on how the problem goes, to some number. So I like to start with the numbers and then end with the z's, but you can do it in the reverse order. You'll get the same answer. Oops, minus 23 from both sides. So here I'd get negative 4z. That would cancel. Plus 8 is greater than or equal to 17z. So now I'm going to add 4z to both sides because I can't just have this side having nothing. I can't subtract 17. So I'm going to add 4z. And I get 8 is greater than or equal to 21z. Okay, again, my goal is to get z by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by 21. And I get 8 over 21. I divide it by a positive, so my sign gets to stay the same, is greater than or equal to z. And this is the reduced form of this fraction, so that is going to be my final answer. Okay, problem 2. 35r minus 21 is less than negative 35r plus 19. So I'm going to start again with my numbers. If you want to do it in a different order, totally cool. So I'm going to add 21 to both sides, and I get 35r is less than negative 35r plus 40. I'm going to add 35r to both sides. That cancels, and I get 70r is less than 40. So from here now I just have a one-step inequality. I'm going to divide both sides by 70 to isolate my variable. And I get r is less than 40 over 70. 40 over 70, I can reduce that by dividing both by 10. And my final answer is going to be r is less than 4/7. So for both of these, I got fractions as my answer. In Khan Academy, leave it as a fraction. You do not need to figure out the decimal. A lot of these decimals are going to be messy, so just leave it as the most reduced form of that fraction, and that's pretty easy for you. Okay, next problem. Problem 3. 53w plus 13 is less than 56w plus 16. So I'm going to start to get my variable by itself. I'm going to subtract 13 from both sides, and I get 53w less than 56w plus 3. So now I'm going to divide or subtract 56w from both sides to get this by itself, and that subtracts to negative 3w is less than 3. Okay, so now it's a one-step inequality, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3 to isolate my variable, and I get w. I divided by a negative, so my sign has to flip, is greater than 3 divided by negative 3 is going to be negative 1. So remember that that's your rule with inequalities, is if you divide by a negative, your sign has to flip. Okay, last one. Negative 31p plus 79 is greater than negative 59p plus 81. Okay, so again, I'm going to get my numbers on one side of my equation. I'm going to subtract 79 from both sides, and I get negative 31p is greater than negative 59p plus, oops, sorry, that should say 79, plus 2. Okay, so now I'm going to add 59p to both sides. That cancels, and I get 28p is greater than 2. So now I need to isolate my variable. Now it's a one-step inequality. I'm going to divide both sides by 28. This cancels that out, and I get p is greater than 28 over 2, or sorry, 2 over 28. And this can be reduced, so both of these are divisible by 2. And I get as my final answer, p is greater than 1/14.